Hi everyone. So my video title for today is the heaviness of the world sucking you down right now? I recently had a dream. It was actually the beginning of this year that I think really relates to this question. And I don't know about you guys, but just 2020 and 2021 and COVID and everything else and all the stuff that's been going on in the world and in our country. I'm from Canada and we have a lot of really heavy restrictions right now, especially in Ontario. It's just a heavy time, and especially for us as empaths, I think we are especially feeling the heaviness. So I want to share with you this dream that I had at the beginning of this year, because I really feel like it relates to what's going on right now in the world and the heaviness that we're feeling. So I'm going to read to you actually right from my journal. I wrote this down. When I have dreams that I feel like are significant, I always write them down. And so this is from Friday, January 29th of 2021 this year. There was a hole in the middle of a floor in this room that I was in. And there were people in the hole screaming in terror. My sister Angie and another person that I can't remember who it was, but I wrote that I love, but I can't remember who went over. Anyways, they went and they looked down the hole. When they looked down the hole, they got sucked down into it. There was someone standing by the hole, and as I went up to the hole, they warned me that if I looked into the hole, I would get sucked in too. I told the person that I had to look in because I needed to go save my sister and my friend who got sucked in. I decided that I needed to go down into the hole. So when you look into this hole, there are people waiting there to pull you or suck you down. I went into the hole and there was a lot of people there. I was trying to find my sister Angie and my friend. Everywhere I went, people were grabbing at me and trying to pull me and stop me. And I would try to get away and they would chase me and grab at me everywhere I went. I finally, these are my words, I finally was like, this isn't working. I have to do something different here. It can't be like this. I can't live like this. Somehow, I don't remember how, but I started talking to the people. So I started using my voice. I had to speak up. I started making deals or working things out with them or something so that they would stop grabbing at me. And then I woke up. And actually I wrote down, and I became like a leader over them. Something like that. That was my dream. And it actually took me several days before I really kind of received answers to what the dream meant. And I'm going to share those answers with you too. And I'm also going to share some tools that have come to me. And so I've been using them. And so I want to share these tools that I really feel like they've helped me, and I hope that they will help you just with the heaviness and being able to speak up and to use our voice and to create boundaries and to have that empowerment that I guess I've been talking about in the last few videos. That's my goal, is for me to feel like I am empowered, and that is what I want for all the empaths out there that are watching, is that you have tools for yourself so that you can be empowered also. The answer to this dream, or the interpretation of this dream that I had, came just over a week later. I was listening to a presentation. It was a doTERRA presentation, and the people that were presenting were actually life coaches from the United States. And one of them, she was talking about just how everything is right now and the restrictions and limitations that we have on us because of COVID and everything else. And she was like, you know what? Honestly, like, none of these restrictions can actually restrict us. They can't, because she was saying we are limitless beings. We are limitless creators. Like, we have the potential to create. This is what we were designed to do. Like, none of those things matter. And what do we want to create in our lives? She was talking about keeping up our vibration up high and she said the word that we needed to keep our vibration up. And when she said the word up, I saw that hole in my mind's eye. I saw that hole in my dream. And I realized what the dream meant. That hole is the fear and the terror and everything else that is going on in the world. And we have to stay above that hole. So I felt in the dream that I had to go in the hole. I had to help my sister. I had to help my friend. It's what I had to do to save them. But I've come to realize that there is another way. We don't have to go down into that hole. We don't have to let ourselves be sucked in to the terror and the fear and everything else that's going on around us. We don't have to do that. There is another way. I'm going to talk about that, what we need to do. So here's a little bit more from my journal. This is after I came to that realization. She talked about the importance it is for us to do the daily work to stay above or to stay up from the rest of the world. So when she said the word up, I saw that hole in my dream. And I understood that I need to, and that we need to do the daily work to keep our energy, our spirits, our vibrations, our frequencies up. And to not get sucked into the hole and not look down and get sucked into the terror and the fear. After this, I listened to, I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with the story of Anita Morjana. She had a near-death experience, so she died and came back, or almost died and came back. And so she shares this experience on YouTube, this story of what happened to her. And she said, I watched the video and then I wrote down a part of what she said when she came out of her body, and she was looking and she could see everything all around her. She could see so many things all at once. She could see her family. She could see the doctors. She could see family across in India who were thinking about her and trying to get there to see her and, her family. Anyway, she said, and this so relates to this hole in the dream. She said, it was like wherever I put my awareness, there I was. When she was in this amazing experience, she felt like she was in, this is, I quote, in a realm of clarity, like I understood everything. I also felt as if I was connected to everybody. I felt as if we all shared the same consciousness. I felt as though I could feel what they were feeling. I could feel their distress, but at the same time, I didn't get emotionally sucked into the drama, but yet I understood what they were feeling. It's like we all share the same consciousness. We are all expressions of the same consciousness. So though that when she said that line, I didn't get emotionally sucked into the drama. That part is key. She is talking about the whole, is that we can see and we can be aware of and we can even feel other people's emotions, but we don't have to get sucked in and we don't have to take it on. And we can still be empathetic of what is happening around us, but we don't take it on. So this is what I want to learn and keep myself up above that hole. And the key really is to not go down into the hole, to not get sucked in to that, but to actually to lift people out and invite them to come up to us. That is the key. It's so important. Now we're going to talk about some tools that I think will be really beneficial. They're helping me, and I really hope that you guys will find them helpful also. All right, a while back, I got sucked in to the hole. I kind of recognized what was happening. I've been trying to heal an ulcer, and I think that's actually been really related to kind of the heaviness that's been in the world right now, and just being an empath and everything else, taking it in. So I was having some really bad pelvis pain, And it's like, what is going on with this? Why is this happening right now? And realized that I hadn't done my meditations and my grounding yet for that day. And I'd been on Facebook and looking at a bunch of stuff in there and just talking with people and getting kind of sucked into all that stuff, discussion, and wound up having a bunch of pain and realized what was going on. So I had my husband, he has learned to do muscle testing. And I'm going to share a link with you guys. That is a Wayne Dyer video where he actually demonstrates what muscle testing looks like and how it works. So basically, the body doesn't lie. When you muscle test, when you get a yes answer in your muscles or your body is strong. And when you get a no answer in your body is weak or your muscles are weak. Okay, that's basically the gist of it. So I'll attach that link to this video so you guys can take a look at it. It's a short video and it's pretty cool. Anyway, so my husband did muscle testing for me to see if that is what in fact was going on, that I was being letting myself take this stuff in and it was affecting my pelvis. And my body said, yes, this is what's happening. And so my husband asked a bunch of questions if there were things that could help me. And he is also a coach. The first thing, he basically tested me for 3 things. And so these are 3 daily exercises or practices, things that I need to do to keep myself up above that hole. We've got 3 tools here to keep ourselves up above that hole that we need to do daily to keep ourselves, our vibration, our frequency, our spirits, our energy up high. Okay, so number 1 thing that I need to do, and I'm sharing it with you, is to set an intention. So every day to set an intention. I actually do affirmations every day that I've made for myself. I keep them on a little card. Actually, I've got them in my journal here. So this is my affirmation card, which I do in my meditations. And the affirmation that's really important as far as being an empath is that I've made for myself is, I am an empowered empath. So I will say that during my meditation. And when we say affirmations, it's important that we also kind of even feel into them, and energetically we're saying them with feeling. The second one is grounding. So I don't know how many of you have heard of grounding. There's physical grounding that you can do. There's actually a documentary, I haven't finished it yet, but it looks amazing and I'm going to finish it, and I've started watching it. I'm going to send that in the link. It's a documentary and it's called Earthing, and it's all about grounding and what kind of power we can receive in doing it and how it connects us to energetically to the earth, and just how important it is, and even scientifically how important it is for us in our bodies, and to stay above, keep our frequency up. You can also do it intentionally, and I think we'll talk about that in videos. You can do that through meditation or even just visualizing grounding. There's several ways to do it. I'm not going to super duper get into it today. But one thing that you can do as far as grounding is go outside. Go outside with your in your bare feet on the grass, and that is grounding in itself. Just being outside without any socks or shoes and in the grass or in the dirt or whatever, even if it's for 5 or 10 minutes a day, that is grounding. Okay, but we're going to talk more about intentional grounding and doing it through meditation if you can't get outside. I live in Canada. It's snowy and cold a lot, so that's something that I can't do all year round. So then I have to do grounding other ways. But right now it's spring, we can get outside, get your feet in the grass, do it every day, at least for 5 minutes. Okay, try it and see what happens. The third one is to actually pray for protection. Okay, so I am Christian. I pray every day and I ask God to protect me from the energy of other people, that I don't take it in and that it injures my body or injures my spirit. That's what I ask for. There's 3 things that you can try. I hope that you find some effectiveness with them. We're going to be talking more about grounding, and we're going to talk more about meditation and affirmations and the power of those in future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.